I've always been, kind of like foundationally strong, but not like functionally strong.
Yeah.
And so that's where I figured out, like with running, you can become functionally strong, and it makes you a stronger runner. You can run faster, farther, whatever. And it totally changed like my running ability, I guess, of like,
Mm-hmm.
I could go run 10, 15 miles a couple times a week, and like I'm not sore. Like I feel good. I feel strong throughout the run, and I think that's a huge a huge testament to the lifting. So I actually worked with a strength and nutrition coach for this
Yeah.
prep too, Will, and
Mm-hmm.
he helped me a lot. Like he programmed all my strength stuff and like gave me workouts specifically for running. So there's a lot of functional like
Mm-hmm.
box step ups,
I remember there's a
lunges.
lot of things that I do as well. I remember messaging you about that.
Yeah, it's he helped me out a lot. So I got to give him credit as well.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, now again, taking a lot of that same philosophy and packaging that up
Yeah.
into that like online training program where it's like the running with the lifting,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like we talked about earlier, like most runners don't lift,
Yeah.
and there's a huge gap right there that I think could be filled.
Yeah, yeah, and you've definitely again had time to build up your experience with what works and put it into practice so that by the time you do come out with your program, there's not just anecdote but actual like evidence behind what you put in there and put in that program. But like you said, I think there is still this like it's not a stigma per se, but just like an ignorance towards the value of strength training. I think for a lot of runners, especially in the trail running space. I think there's big value because when you're putting that much mileage on your body and that much volume, you need that bone health and that bone density, and a lot of that you're going to get from strength training, especially in like earlier years. So especially if you're younger than 20 or younger than 30, like those are the foundational years for you to really manipulate your bone density and build up that strength. So by the time you are taking that pounding on your body and your joints, they have that ability to withstand it. Because it is crazy to me. Like I don't know if you do you know of Andrew Glaze, the guy I had on a podcast a while ago that has a
Yeah,
crazy
yeah,
running streak. Yeah, he was telling me he doesn't do any strength training, and he just said, a lot of trail runners say this, oh, trail running is my strength training, because like I get it,
yeah.
there's like hills, there's downhill, like your quads will get beat up, but there's something to it, but there's also like something missing, but it is something I think every runner can utilize to help avoid injuries, because especially when it comes to overuse injuries, you're inevitably going to develop these asymmetries that are only going to get worse if you ignore them and continue to run on them.
Yeah, my take on that would be like I don't see strength training hindering my running at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like whereas it's like, are you gonna take a chance on running with no lifting and like
Mm-hmm.
hope that you don't get hurt, or try running with lifting because like it's, I don't know if that makes sense, but like that running or lifting is not gonna hurt your running at all. So
Yeah.
why not incorporate it?